Hello again, beautiful wives. We are here with day 10 of Wife After God, drawing close to God and your husband. So, day 10 is called Perfect Posture. And she's talking about obviously, our body posture, but she's also talking about attitude. And she says something here. I have it highlighted since last time. It says, attitude is the posture of your heart. I love that. So let's read the verses. We have Psalm 95:6, and it says, come, let us bow down in worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. Then we have 2 Samuel. Let us go to 2 Samuel. On chapter 6, verse 14 and 15. It says, wearing a linen ephod, David was dancing before the Lord with all of his might, while he and all Israel were bringing up the ark of the Lord with shouts and with the sounds of trumpets. So this is the verse she's referencing to when she says that the posture of David when he was dancing before the Lord was an attitude, was a posture of his heart, not only his body, right? And then we have Matthew all the way forward to New Testament, first book of New Testament, Matthew 26, 6 to 13. All right, so it has a subtitle for me in the version that I'm reading, and it says, Jesus anointed at Bethany. While Jesus was in Bethany, in the home of Simon the leper, a woman came to him with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume, which she poured out on his head as he was reclining at the table. When the disciples saw this, they were indignant. Why this waste? They asked. This perfume could have been sold at a high price, and the money could have been given to the poor. Aware of this, Jesus said to them, why are you bothering this woman? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor will always be among you. Where am I? But you will not always have me with you. When she poured this perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. Truly, I tell you, wherever the gospel is preached throughout this world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her. I just love this passage so much. And then we have 1 Peter 2, 13 to 25. That's a little bit long, so I'm going to let you read it on your own. I love this passage that we just read last in Matthew, because it's not about the perfume that was poured out. It's about the posture of her heart, right? And it takes a lot for us to move with the impulses of the Holy Spirit without being concerned about what others are going to think, and without having fear of men be greater than our desire to move with the impulses of the Holy Spirit. I love this verse in the Passion Translation. It's Romans 8:14 that says, the mature children of God move with the impulses of the Holy Spirit. It sounds so beautiful and so poetic, but it's not always easy, right? It's not always easy to move with the impulses of the Holy Spirit and allow the Holy Spirit to touch us, and our bodies may react in ways that people around us may think we're crazy and weird and demonized sometimes, right? It has happened. So you know, it's not easy for us to move with the impulses of the Holy Spirit freely without being concerned. What are they thinking, right? And that's what Mary did, and that's a posture of the heart, you know. What she did is she was moving with the impulses of the Holy Spirit. You know, she didn't stop to think, you know, let me see this perfume, let me anoint him before burial, let me. No, she wasn't thinking of any of that. She wasn't performing, she wasn't trying to show off, she wasn't concerned about anything. She was moving with the impulses of the Holy Spirit, you know. And that is a posture of our heart, you know. Moving with the impulses of the Holy Spirit is a posture of the heart that we can choose to adopt. And it's just beautiful, and it's poetic when you hear about it and when it's told so many thousands of years later. But it's not beautiful while you are in the midst of it, you know, because people are criticizing you, and people are saying, what is she doing? Like, what a waste. And, you know, and what is she doing? She looks so weird. Oh, what is she doing? Oh, it must be the demons. People are criticizing you, you know, a lot of times when you're moving with the impulses of the Holy Spirit, you know. So anyways, I wanted to share that because I love this depth about these verses, you know, that we just read. And I challenge you and I encourage you to make a decision today to posture your heart to move with the impulses of the Holy Spirit, you know. I encourage you to read Romans 8 in the Passion Translation. It's beautiful, and it's titled The Gospel of Freedom. And it's deep, deep, and it's beautiful, 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 and not so easy. So I encourage you to read it in the Passion Translation. Read the whole chapter first, and then go back and read every time it has a little, you know, how the Bibles have like a little letter, and then you go to the bottom and it talks about a little bit more about that specific word or that specific sentence or whatever. You know, I encourage you to read it and then go back and read it again, like stop at each little letter and read the comments, and then go back and read it again, studying it and compare it to different translations. That's a beautiful chapter. I love that chapter. And it is the chapter of freedom, you know. So anyways, I encourage you to go there, because when we are free enough to make a decision to posture our hearts to move with the impulses of the Holy Spirit, no matter who's looking and judging and criticizing, that's a beautiful thing, you know. And it doesn't mean that we're able to do that all the time, but when we posture our hearts to be able to do that, we begin to train ourselves, you know, to move with the impulses of the Holy Spirit. And anyways, that wasn't even at all what the devotional was about, but it is related, right? It's talking about attitude is the posture of our hearts. And to me, nothing shows an attitude of worship more than moving with the impulses of the Holy Spirit. So anyways, she finishes with a prayer, and there is a challenge. So the challenge for today is be aware of how your attitude is expressed through your body language. During your next encounter with your husband, check the position of your posture, and if it's not reflecting Jesus, take a quick moment to pray and then attempt to make the adjustments. Spend time journaling about being more aware of your posture. You know, something that she mentions in this devotional is how the posture of our body, like our body language, reflects the posture of our heart. And that is so true, right? Because sometimes we can choose to stay quiet and not say what we're thinking, but our faces is saying it all. And let me tell you, that is reflecting the posture of our hearts, right? So anyways, that's what this challenge is about today. So the questions for journaling, the reflection questions are, what are some examples of positive and negative postures that you have expressed towards your husband? What kinds of things affect your attitude? And number 3, how can reflecting Christ's posture benefit your marriage? Very good questions. And that was day 10. So I will see you soon for day 11. And we're catching up here. I love you all. Have a great day.